Welcome to Elks 101. Another episode of Elks Central, breaking this one down.
Reagan, touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo, Dunbar, back on top go the Elks!
Okay, welcome in Elks Central, June 26th. The Edmonton Elks are 3-0 for the first time in 9 years. Declan, Eddie, and Rick here to break this one down. A little bit under the weather today. I was a little bit under the weather yesterday, so I think Rick and Eddie are going to do the heavy lifting here today.
Go for it.
Unless there's too much chemistry and I feel like I'm getting edged out of the show, then I'm going to have to jump in. But just some real quick ones off the top. The Elks, 2 weeks in a row now, they have won games in different ways. One was a come from behind. One was holding off Montreal. Obviously goes to overtime, but still you stand tall in overtime. They have won 2 games in 4 weeks so far that they would have lost last year. And they are looking like the best team in the CFL. The defense isn't just standing tall, but they're finally playing mean. That was the crispest I've ever seen Cody look in an Elks uniform. And by the way, Justin Rankin, he had 15 carries for 106 yards and a touchdown, 7.1 per carry average. And it was by far his worst game of the season. So that's kind of what we're dealing with this Elks team. I know we're going to obviously get into everything, break it down more in depth, but this is a real team. I think the league is finally taking notice. Like, you went into the toughest environment on a short week after playing Montreal, who's a Grey Cup favorite, against a team who, granted, they might not be what they were the past 6-7 years, but has been a staple of success in the CFL. And you dominate in the first half, first quarter especially. Probably should have put a few more points on the board. Mm-hmm. And then, despite a shaky second half, if you want to call it that, you find a way to come back and win the game late in the fourth. So it's just what this team is, I'm not even going to say building anymore, but what they've built and look to have established. Incredible stuff. 3-0, fully deserved, and looking like the best team in the CFL.
Yeah, and they're just giving themselves more runway for error down the stretch. Not saying you ever want to get into that error, but it's going to happen. You're going to trip up a little bit throughout an 18-game season. And when you can stack these dubs early, it just gives you a little bit of leeway when that does happen, because it's inevitable. Wow, man, this team is looking solid. They look rounded yesterday, yes. Hey? Haven't won in Winnipeg since 2018. Haven't started 3-0 since 2017. This team is different right now.
And it's like, you could point to this team last year respectfully, and you could point to some pretty glaring holes at a few different levels. You can't do that this year. And not only can you not do that this year and say, oh, it doesn't seem like there's a weakness. It seems like everything is a strength. And I'm not, this might be a little premature. It's been 3 games. They're probably not going to go 18-0. They're going to have some losses there. But last year you were like, I'm a little worried about the offensive line. What's going to happen there? No worries this year. You were a little bit worried about our receiver is going to be able to make plays. Don't have that worry this year. Is defense going to get in and, tackle? Now that did correct itself in the back half of the season. Not worried about that this year. So it's just everything seems to be firing on all cylinders.
There was parts of me that thought, man, are we just homers, especially in the offseason, where we're pumping this team?
Well, I'm a Saskatchewan fan, so that's how you know I'm Mr. Objective.
I know you like to see the double E win. I know it. But the way we're talking about the offensive line and the secondary, the different pieces, I thought at times as I'm driving thinking to myself, man, are we just pumping this just to pump it? No, we're actually talking real, and the proof is in the pudding. In our craziness, people could look at us for crazy, you guys talking the way we were, but it's true in the way it's playing out. We weren't just, green shaded eyes. We were actually talking the truth, and look at what's happening. How they're 3-0. Winning in Winnipeg is hard. Winning in Winnipeg is extremely hard, and Winnipeg had momentum.
Oh yeah.
That touchdown before half was just like last week against Montreal for Edmonton. That was huge for Winnipeg. I didn't like that at all. And then Winnipeg in the second half, they had momentum. You could feel it. Now, it felt like they did more damage than they really did. Yep. In the third quarter, they only had 4 points. Again, testament to the double ED showing up for the moment.
Yeah, that touchdown before the half for Tim White was huge. I watched that one back a couple times. That was a tough one for the Elks DBs. He just ran
right past him.
He ran like a lame seam route. Yeah, and was just there.
A bus.
It was tough. The Elks, in that first quarter, I was thinking they're playing with their food, they are dominating them. They look so much better than this team. They obviously had that one, the TJ Luther play, that it's a weird play. I've thought about it a lot because someone tweeted at me and was like, how is that not a touchdown? And we talked about it watching the game. It's I don't know how to, like, you don't see that play very often. I don't know how to rule it. The way I kind of rationalized it in my mind with them not calling it a touchdown on the field is like, let's say if you catch the ball at the 5, but you're bobbling it and backstepping to the 10, and then you get possession at the 10 and step out of bounds, like they would never give you forward progress in that situation because you didn't have possession. So I guess that was kind of the rationale there.
If you slide out of bounds, do the exact same thing, but slide out of bounds, you're out of bounds because the ball moves.
Yeah,
I get it. Now actually, like with that example, and just thinking, if he would get tackled where he caught it, it would be there at the 2-yard line. It wouldn't be
exactly,
despite bobbling it that whole time and touching it inside of the.
If he doesn't bobble it though, that's
so I get it. Yeah, Deck, it all makes sense to me now. It didn't in the moment though. Yesterday,
no, I know. Watching it, I was like, and that's a weird one. It's not a play you see very often. Now they got helped out because who's their tight end? Dante. What's his last name? Dante something, number 87, rookie for Winnipeg. Had a good game, actually.
Yeah, he did. He fumbled that fumble.
Yeah, right after. He thought he was Travis Kelce going airborne and just absolutely gave it away. So the Elks got lucky there. Were able to turn that into a scoring drive and get the points back. But it looked like they were stepping on the gas. Like DK Bonham on special teams. He was giving belt to A.
Man, he had a big game.
Oh my goodness, did he ever?
Game on specials.
And he's a dog. Like DK Bonham is a dog. He's a baller. And on specials, he was flying around. And like I said, like when you're, after the play, you're giving belt to A, a la Michael Irvin on the Kane sidelines, like you know you're doing something right. And now it corrected itself a little bit in terms of Winnipeg. They were able to get Brady going downfield a little bit, but there was a play with 4 minutes left in the second quarter after Zach Caleros had an incompletion when it was 17-0 for Edmonton, where he was just sitting on the turf, like looking up, thinking like, what is going on here? Like these aren't the same old Elks. He couldn't believe it. And that was a testament to what the Elks were doing defensively. So that for like, I'll tell you, man, that first quarter, I thought the Elks were going to run away with that game, like 38-7. Now credit to Winnipeg, veteran laden team. They've been there before. They've done things like they've been in those situations. They've come back, but Edmonton just looked so sharp to start the game.
Yeah, honestly, that first defensive stop, I think it was 2-0, wasn't it? If it wasn't 2-0, it's really, really quick.
Yeah, it was fast.
And then that first offensive drive was just as close to perfect as you can get. Yeah. And that offense, that was the best the offense has looked all year. Now, I will say, the first 2 games have been in monsoon, so sure, maybe that's part of something. But the way they went out and handled it, that first drive, it looked like a completely new offense to me.
And it did. And again, get used to it. This is who they are. They're not an aerial attack because this is the best they've looked. And Cody went for 25 completions, 260 yards passing.
We talked about this. There was going to be
it's not amazing,
but it's not dink and dunk, but it's going to be something like 5, 7, 12 yard passes.
But man, like I want to give him credit because even though, 25 for 35, 267 with the touchdown, that's not 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. We're all math guys. We know that.
Yards, though.
And even still, like my thing is, he was so crisp. Like he obviously had 10 incompletions, but he
drops
only,
too.
yes,
many drops.
Oh, I know, a bunch. And he only had 1 pass. It was the pass to the field side on a comeback route that almost got jumped. It's a tough pass to make for a lot of quarterbacks. But that was the only
on the far side. It was on the sideline too. So really, DB it would have been a tight catch.
Yeah. No, that was the only real bad pass I thought where I was like, maybe we don't throw that one. But he looked like my thought when I was watching this was I was like, Mr. Fajardo, like you have been playing in the rain for the first 2 games because he looked crisp. Yeah. He had, now again, he's not bombing it 60 yards downfield, but the balls that went downfield, even 20, 25 yards had pop on them. He had a great throw to Keon when Keon had to come back, but it wasn't a regular, like we've seen some underthrows where the wide receiver is forced to adjust. And we're like, oh, come on. If you put that, half a step forward, that's a touchdown. This was like position wise. He put it in the right spot. Keon made the play, but he just looked like I was so impressed with the zip he had and with the crispness that came with what Cody was doing.
Without a question, man. It was his best game of the season. And it's not, a question how the offense followed. And look at how the receivers showed up. I don't have the numbers in front of me. If you can, Deck,
I got
the receiving numbers, but nobody went for a huge game, but it was very consistent. Yep. And it's going to need to be consistent because Winnipeg shut down Rank and teams are going to start shutting down Rank. He's going to make plays, but when you have 3 sets of eyes on him as defenders, they're going to be able to bottle him up. Therefore, other guys are going to have to make plays. Yep. When other guys start making plays, you can fall back into the rank effect, right? The yin and the yang. Yep. So let's hear these numbers, Dak.
Yeah, so the leading receiver was Keon Julian Grant. He had 6 catches for 84. Before I get to that, actually, there were only 50 yak yards total of the 267. 14 of them came from Austin Mack. 1 of them came from Javon Leake on his only reception of the game, that swing pass out of the double back set in the backfield. So like 29 yards right there. The 31 otherwise, I think, or less actually, whatever it works out to. But Keon, 6 catches for 84 yards. Austin Mack, 5 for 58. Josh Cephas, 6 for 51. TJ Luther, 3 for 28. And then Brendan O'Leary had 1 for 22. Javon had 1 for 15. And Justin Rankin had 3 for 9. So it was kind of 4 guys were mainly targeted, maybe even 3 between Cephas, Mack, and Keon. But Keon, who had been a little absent so far this season, shout out. Josh Cephas, I thought, had his best game of the season. And TJ Luther, he had 1 drop earlier, but made up for it with the game-winning touchdown. And he had that backflip loaded. Like, it was just, I thought it was a great showing by the wide receiving core.
Yeah, good for Keon too. You can see there was chemistry that developed and was built last year, and it's coming now. You can see it with him and Cody. So if Cody can really have that deep chemistry with Keon and Austin Mack, and then, still be solid with the others, Cephas and
TJ
Luther, the new cats, the 2 new cats.
Brendan O'Leary Orange as well.
And O'Leary Orange is still in the mix. But I'm saying if Keon, Julian Grant, and Austin Mack can be like those 2 aces, the 2 guys that can push for about a G note each, that would be nice. And then Rankin doing what he does. And that's how this offense can be just totally well-rounded. See these 2 new cats too. Man, don't be surprised at the receiver position if you have multiple guys going well north of 500, 600 yards.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I could see it. It's not going to be 1,000 apiece, but the way Cody's spreading it.
Yep. Joe Robustelli's got to work into the lineup as well. He's
there's another great possession receiver. What was the injury again? Hammy? I forget.
Yeah, I think it was. I'll pull up the injury. I'll pull up the injury.
I thought it was soft tissue. I don't recall now. But that's just another piece. And man, pro sports, it's amazing. The business just doesn't stop because here we are championing, parading the double E. And like Robustelli was a huge free agent piece and we haven't even got to see him yet, right? You just kind of get left behind when you get injured, right?
Yep.
Hate to say it. It's the worst feeling too when you get injured.
We got guys stepping up and grabbing spots now.
Taking spots.
Like we lost 2 receivers who everybody pretty much had a little more than penciled in.
I can't lie.
More than penciled in on the roster,
That's
man.
why I forgot the one name.
TJ, I forget if it was TJ or Cephas, but one of them, someone had a drop at some point in this game. I forget when it was, but I remember watching it in the moment thinking, I was like, Ben Victor would have caught that just because that was my guy. But
Cephas had that one in the end zone that just went off his fingertips.
That was the play. Thank you, Rick. I never would have remembered that. But that was the play. And I remember thinking Ben Victor would have caught that. But shout out Josh Cephas. He played incredible. He had a great
9
game.
targets for the guy.
Yeah.
Led the team in 9 targets.
Because when you get 9 targets, like you're getting open.
Exactly. Yeah. So, your quarterback is seeing you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
It is.
It was an injury. It is a hammy injury to Joe Robustelli. Right. Speaking of injuries, Brock Mogensen came in for Nick, played very well. He's a great player. Like, I know I've said this a couple times about a couple different positions. Like, I think we have the best backup in the league. He could be a starting Mac on many teams in this league. He just happens to be behind Nick Anderson. And then Luke Burton-Cron, the long snapper who Coach Killam has a couple times said to me he thinks is the best long snapper in the CFL. Super underrated position as well because it's a specific technique, but then also on like punt, you got to get down there, and try to make a play. Bradley Claddock was in doing the snapping and didn't notice anything poor. So I mean,
that's good, right?
It's
no
huge,
news is good news on that front.
So it's huge when those guys come in and
then we talk about the specials, right? We talk about Bunham and like he was out there. He had an impactful game in the coverage units.
Yeah.
But then Javon Lee, come on, fellas. Like this was by far, he was dangerous when he was touching that rock now. This felt like his most dangerous game as a double E member the past season up until now. This felt like his most dangerous game.
Use him a little more in the offense, please.
And then,
please.
For real, he had that nice catch. We've
talked about how many times to put them both in the backfield.
Yeah, and they did that.
Because
Gillen brought it up this morning, actually.
What did he say?
He's like, yeah.
Thanks to you guys' show for giving us this idea.
We're getting real creative, and we put Leakin and Rankin in the backfield. Just
You fake one pitch to the other. I promise
that's so
you.
funny. Thought, Coach, we
work,
know
man.
that's creative. We talk about it.
He's thinking in the back of my mind. It's only a matter of time before that play I drew up for him here. He's gonna break that out.
Yeah,
like, you know what?
bust
Let's
that.
try it.
He wanted no part in that play.
He didn't get, but you know what?
idea.
He didn't give me a chance from the jump.
No, he didn't. He didn't entertain it.
You needed a chalkboard first.
Listen,
Yes, if you came prepared.
imagine if I pull out the whiteboard, I was like, Coach, kill him. Let me explain this football.
Sit right here. Let me show you this here.
Here's the thing, though. Jokes aside, because we like to joke a lot around here. Jokes aside, if you were to ever run a 2 QB set with Trey Ford as the other quarterback, that would not be a bad play to draw up.
Should have been done. At least try it.
With the way the seasons were going back then.
Exactly. A couple little laterals to a flea flicker to something deep. Just try.
The lateral is the most underutilized play in football. I wish we saw it.
Speaking of lateral, professional segue.
That is such a high IQ play. Let's pull up that video. Because there's a lot that goes on in this play. My favorite part of this play, actually, and we're going to see it here in a second, is actually...
I'll tell you what my favorite part is. A defensive tackle getting off a block and laying the boom, baby.
This is so
That's
heads
such
up.
a nice play, though.
This is so heads up by
And then
Brock.
go and make a block. Go make a block, Brock.
I guess that's all.
So look at the way he sheds that there. And
That
just
is
pops
such a
Brady.
nice play by Williams. to
My
shed that.
favorite part of this...
I don't love swimming in the run game, but there's no chance to slow it, huh? If we can just go to the top here, Ricky, and just give us, there we go. Yeah,
That's
Rick.
perfect.
Yes, my dog. Number 90, the defensive tackle. So just pause it. Defensive tackle on the left side. He's going to have the B gap. So the gap to his left foot. He's going to step there. He's going to swim. Normally you want to get hands on a guy first, but he has such a quick move with the swim. Let's let it roll a bit here, Rick, that he just beats this guard so clean. So clean that Brady's not even expecting to get hit this quickly. You never are as a running back. And look at this. As he's transitioning the ball to his strong hand. So the timing is perfect. Brady collects the ball, the running back, and then he transitions it to his right hand right as he gets hit. So that ball just comes out. Look at the transition. Handoff, ball in the right hand, hit. Perfect timing.
Did the guard fall there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He olays him. We would call that an olay.
But it looks like he fell before the swim move.
No,
Okay.
the swim. He just, because in a run play, the guard is coming expecting contact normally.
Yeah.
So when you can catch him with a
Helmet
quick swim,
to helmet.
his head will get ducked, and that's why he falls and trips.
Because you're trying to get low.
Exactly.
My favorite part about this play is Jordan. Unbelievable hit and pop, but the way he sellies while the play is still going on is such a football guy player.
Yeah.
My part's over, man.
Exactly, 100%. You're not chasing anything down.
Yeah, that one, unbelievable play by Jordan. Unreal job by Brock because I think
the awareness.
Yes. First of all, well, in two parts for me, because I think, and actually, can we run it back just one more time? Because let's run it back from the point of contact. Yeah.
What a stick.
Okay, yeah. So it does bounce to him pretty cleanly, but what I was going to say is a lot of times guys will just fall on the ball, get the possession, which is, heads up what you're supposed to do. But the awareness for Brock, and again, it was a really generous bounce for him. The awareness to be like, no, I can get on this and make a play, not just fall on it and then start to head downfield. And then once you've head downfield, turn around and be like, I'm going to get this off to Tyrant. Yeah.
Hand it to the fastest player on the team. Yeah. Takes it down another 30 yards to the 2.
Now,
how bad do you want to get that touchdown?
Well, here's
against his own
that's
team.
What I was just
against his old team.
Oh, and just a defensive tug.
How bad do you think he wanted that one?
He wanted it bad, especially because they ended up kicking a field goal after that.
Yeah, that sucks, man. The momentum off that big play, off that hit turnover.
Brendan O'Leary Orange had a drop in the end zone there. It's all good. We won the game, but. You
let us know how you feel, baby.
You cannot be getting slowed up by the quarterback.
Freaking drives, man. Yeah. They did that last week too. Can't get down. Turnover brings you down within the 10-yard line, and you come out of it with 3. Gotta finish those drives, man. That will kill you.
As happy as we are 3-0, and things looked a lot better offensively last night than they have for the first 2 weeks. there is still a lot of work to be done,
which is good.
which is great.
Because that's scary.
It keeps
They
you
haven't
hungry.
reached their potential.
Exactly. Imagine what happens when they start to figure out that third quarter. Imagine what happens when they figure out how to put that foot on the throat.
Isn't it? And it's only through 3 games, but isn't it somewhat rewarding, validating that our crazy talk is actually proving to be like dead on?
For
like
sure.
We've been saying jump on this train
Yeah, man.
before the season started and how it's playing out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very validating.
Yeah, just seeing them shoot up the power rankings every week and like going into beating.
And this isn't new. We've been saying they're going to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah, and like
just
I
a
don't
pat
know.
on our back is
For
really
sure.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
you know what? You're
good
right.
for you.
Good for
Good for you.
one for
That
us.
one's
right
for
there.
you, bro. That
Yeah.
one's for you.
Pass them around. Do we want to stick with the highlights and then we'll get some more
Yeah,
thoughts?
let's keep it running.
Yeah, all
Let's
right,
keep it
let's
running
go through
since
these
we're
highlights here.
We got this is what started the game for us, I think. Like, I understand that first drive by the offense was huge, but the fact that we were able to start it off after this, like, that's just kind of like setting a tone for the team, for the whole team. This is kind of what we expect to have today.
The way he
And-
fires on that,
Yeah.
that's such.
Was that the cleanest anyone's ever gotten to a quarterback?
Yeah, Zach should have got rid of it. But do you know why Zach doesn't? Because this defense is communicating, playing on the same page. Look, Nick Dembski's coming out of the backfield there, and he's going to be open for a split second. But I can't tell who it is, but he's covered. Someone's coming downhill towards Nick Dembski. So that play's right there.
Jalen.
That play's going nowhere, and that's why Zach is forced to just hold it and eat it. But Joel DeBlanco, textbook. You see how he run it back again, Rick? One more. How he puts his hand up, and watch which hand is put up when he's running towards Zach. Outside hand, his left hand. So there's a couple reasons for that. That's matching the hand. Zach is right-handed, so that was his left. So you're trying to match the hand. It allows you not to have Zach break contain. Just you're playing with the leverage. And that just is something, a variable in Zach's face that you might have to try and throw over. So that's just such good execution on taking the coaching. Because that's, man, when you're chasing a guy, sometimes you don't think of, you're just running, right? And that's taking little points that you work on in practice. That's just a small thing. And it shows how coachable Joel is. But then the speed and the finish that he had such a big game because he played fast. Joel played faster than a lot of guys out there yesterday. You could tell.
Yeah, and like with that one, like we can sit back and watch the highlight and be like, oh, Zach should have got that ball to Nick for sure. But then, you break it down like that and it's like, well, he knew he couldn't get it there. 1, because of the closing speed of Joel. Then 2, because obviously the outside
the hand.
there.
And
So
then 3, normally if you have a miscommunication on defense, you could just dump it over. But no, as you said, it was Chalin. You had Chalin in trail position right there coming downhill. So there was nowhere to go with it. Like all around, that is really good. But the key for me is because we work these little drills, man. And sometimes you're just messing around BS and going through the motion. Week 15, you're sore. Yeah, sure, coach. Yeah. But it matters. It matters.
Yep. What do we have next?
Next up, let's go. We got Rankin run to the right. This is one of his big ass runs. And again,
this seal,
That hole, anybody could run that, man. My 600-pound life could run through that.
My goodness. Like this seal by Jordan Murray here.
What?
The way
And
he
Carter,
gets
though.
out.
Carter, too, man.
Yeah.
Look at
dude,
Carter.
Of course. The
That,
whole
that
offensive
block
line.
just to turn a guy backside. So Carter would be, if we pause it, where
Right
it's circled.
there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Like, even if he put
He
his
could
foot.
have cut it
Yeah, I was
inside.
100% Dak. I was going to say, if he put his foot north there, he's getting a first down. Boom. But he doesn't because he's reading his blocks, which is even smarter than us.
And I said this before the show, like Beardo there as well, getting out as the center. Like he gets the slightest chip on a guy, but it
That's
makes
so
all the
athletic
difference.
of your O-line.
Yes.
Run it back, Rick. You got 2 guys pulling. You have your center pulling, and you have your right tackle pulling.
Which you don't see a lot.
No, and it's very unique. So you got center right tackle pulling, your right guard's blocking down backwards. That's such a nice scheme. And to have two big guys like this in space and then blocked up, sealed through the big gap. That is such trust from your play caller, that knowing that your big boys can get out in space and get the job done. That's so impressive.
And
I can't tell you how impressive that is, Deck.
No, that is, and you know what else I was going to say? Since we're giving three of the guys credit, we talk about if he wants to cut it back inside there. Cam Carter as well. What he does is the right guard on that play. He also makes that possible if Rankin wants to plant and go up north. So like
up front,
and you know what? I didn't even really watch Brendan Bordner, the left tackle on that play. I'm sure he did his job as well.
Yeah, but so far backside.
You could teach that at universities on how to play offensive line. Like that was as crisp as it gets.
We got to talk about Bordner after we're done our film session.
Here we go. We got Rankin's touchdown up next.
Great vision.
Pushes way
the
over
cutback
line.
was great. The cutback there because he was trying to bounce it, didn't have anything outside. And this play is designed to cut back. Run that back to the top. We have a pulling right guard.
No, right. That's the right tackle.
That's tackle because we have a tight end.
They got a tight end.
Yeah, you're right about that. And the way he pulls, but he doesn't pull wide. He takes a bucket step and then comes north.
Yeah.
You see that? So it's only pulling one gap over. It's not pulling to the sideline. So this play is designed for the cutback to cut up north. And it's very well executed. This team just getting hats on hats, Deck.
Let's stick with Bordner on this play. Watch Bordner, 53, the left tackle. Because he has a great finish to his block here that I think springs things.
He whipped him.
Yeah.
He just tosses him aside here.
He does toss him aside.
And enough of you.
Couldn't get, man, you got to be careful, especially
I was thinking,
where Rank was, because that was close
the more
to Rank.
I watched it,
Look at, he throws him very close to Rank. If Rankin's not in the play there, then sure, you're never going to get a holding penalty.
And he didn't have to release him either, I don't think.
No,
like he could have
he
kept
just tried to dog him there. He didn't get flagged. You know, he's good there. But it can, if you want to nitpick, that's just too blatant for a ref to see. You know, it's just, you got to be more discreet. And if anything, throw them. And then what you really do, what makes Winnipeg some nasty SOBs, is they dogpile you. They'll get you down, and then they'll give you the second one. Then they'll get all their sweaty body on you.
There was nothing worse than getting blocked and
then
like,
the second one.
Yeah. On like kickoff or something.
You feel the guy, oh, it's the worst. And then they lay on you.
You're just
the real lame ones. They're all filthy, man. And they'll just like take their arms and legs up so it's all body weight on you. Look, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How many more do we have?
This is the game winning touchdown. This is our last one right now.
All right, let's take a look at it. This is just
the whole drive was execution, passing execution.
Whatever.
The whole drive was passing execute. And look at him throw a dart, man. Look at the zip. Look at the ball. Just the ball flight.
Because I don't think TJ is ever supposed to be his first read here. But
he was confident in it, though.
Yeah. Was he ever?
Well, he saw it. Look at him, how he bends it behind the linebacker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Once he bends it in, the linebacker doesn't come with him. Linebacker stays outside of the hash.
Yeah, there's not too much to say on this one. It's a simple route. Everyone's going through. Yeah.
He caught him. He saw that the defense wasn't moving their feet. That's what it was. The defense wasn't moving their feet as quickly. And once TJ got in behind that one linebacker who was dropping, Cody threw it quick because he saw that linebacker wasn't flowing under. He stayed in position and TJ kept coming here. Had that linebacker came, he wouldn't have thrown that ball. But his feet were stuck. They were in cement.
And hats off to these guys for getting that touchdown. Because every other year, and it was in the back of my mind, and it's like, hey, we need 7 here. Because if you get 3 beats you the other way.
It does. And look at how Winnipeg moved it despite having barely any time.
Exactly. That's what kind of won the game. We had the opportunity to make that 7. Now, I didn't really understand the play after. I didn't understand the going for 2.
I liked it.
Well, because
I understand the 7.
Yeah.
But if you just get 7 there, and you let up a touchdown, it's now tied. And you have an opportunity to miss the kick, block the kick, something.
No, because I think
a 6 beats you.
Yeah,
It gives
but
you that one less play to try and stop it.
But extra points are so automatic, I think. And so for it to be a 6-point game, if they score a touchdown, that feel like they're probably
But
not
it gives you
missing.
at least one opportunity.
This team has proven throughout 3 games that they're ultra aggressive offensively,
Yeah.
and I love that. You know, going for that too there. They went for it on 3rd down when they didn't convert it. That was a Luther bobble, I believe, right?
Yes, that was
That was the one.
Yes, correct.
Last week they went for it on 3rd. I think they didn't get it. But the fact that is that they're going for it. No, they did get it. Didn't they score a touchdown on it? Yeah. So like, man, that's gonads.
Yeah.
It's cojones that they're going for it like that aggressive. So I'll take that all day.
And they bookend this game with 2 perfect drives by the
perfect
offense.
drive.
The
That was a
first one and the
championship
last
drive.
one, those are perfect.
I'm not saying they're Grey Cup champs, but what that drive on offense to end the game yesterday was an absolute championship winning drive.
Ate up so much time.
The way they ate the time, the way Cody looked as sharp as he's ever looked,
Yeah.
the way that the receivers, the timing, the way they marched first down after first down, that was a championship drive, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think I have a different feeling about the offense now because of what they did last night.
I'm starting to.
Like it's a step up now. It is a step up. We walked into this game as probably like, you know what? Our offense is good, but it's not going to win us anything, right? Last night they proved they could.
Yeah, you make a great point because it's like we would have watched that drive play out in yesteryear and been like, here we go again.
You would have assumed a 3.
And now,
At best.
Yeah. Now
But
you
they marched, they took
confidence
first
there.
downs, and then they got a
And
7.
usually Winnipeg comes back the other way and kicks a 3 for the win.
Exactly.
There, by the way, the final play of the game, I think it was
It was
Dembski,
weird.
for him to not like even try to lateral
It was
that.
weird.
Yeah,
Because it was set up as a hook and ladder.
it was.
And he doesn't even
Just took his
try.
stats and
Yeah.
went down.
Took that on to next week.
Got his 1 for 25
Yeah.
there. And
Real Terrell Owens.
You get the
move
catch
there.
anyway.
yeah,
You can lateral. You got the catch anyways. Yeah, it was weird.
They
Like,
didn't even try to go after it.
because even like the play callers, their voice had a bit of an inflection, and I had to double check where he was on the field. I was like, he's not close to the goal line. Why are we getting excited right now?
Yeah.
And he just took the ball and like went into the tackle. I was like, all right, we'll take this ending.
Take the win, baby.
100%.
One thing I want to touch on briefly before we get to, because I know you want to talk Bordner, and then I want to talk defensive line. But one thing on that last drive, they took a time count to set up like 2nd and 16,
Twice.
which is, and I know
2 in the game.
Yeah, and I was talking to Coach Killam, and I was like, rock his place. He was like, yeah, we're practicing silent cadence. But for them to take that time count, Cody's was so frustrated on that play. And then to come back, that I think is the one where he climbs the pocket and darts it across the middle. So just to to go from one play where it's like the crowd is rocking.
was the play.
Yes, right? The crowd was absolutely rocking. They get you to have the time count. They're still going crazy. It's 2nd and
Adversity.
15. Yeah. And to step up. And like this offensive line, man, he has, right? Like what Rankin's doing. And like the time Cody has, it is such
sacks.
a testament to this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That was the play coming off of that bad penalty, terrible penalty. And he climbed that pocket, boy, and delivered a strike.
There were a bunch of plays in that game where it was like that would have went against us last year or the last 5 years.
We're just jaded.
Yep.
We're still earning. They're buying back our trust. But wins like this, man, you're getting some big chunks at a time of our trust back.
Like the first drive of the second half, I was like, this is one you really need to do something on, and you really didn't get anything. And you gave up a point right away. You gave up that point instantly right off the kick.
And now I'm just so excited to forecast. Yeah, that point was.
It just seemed like one of those things where like
point.
It's a tough
That was a
one.
big. We just talked
was a
about
big
this,
point.
guys.
Well,
Like, points are big.
Yeah, they went up 18-17 after that.
Like,
so yeah, it was
That's a
pretty
huge
big.
point, man.
Yeah.
Like every little point.
yeah.
Can't trick them off. But we'll talk a bunch about this next week. This game against BC, like I'm licking my chops right now.
BC's looked so
0-2.
vulnerable. Yeah.
I'm licking my chops, and it's not at home in the the dome
it's
on the
it's
fast
out
turf.
in BC.
So I'm can't put the cart before the horse. But
No.
gee,
And I do think BC probably beats Calgary this week at home. Both
Probably.
teams 0-2. Like I just feel like they'll get one there, but
this one's in Calgary.
it's in BC.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in BC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they do back-to-back Kelowna games.
That's right.
I
Yeah, I
didn't know
keep
they went
forgetting.
back to back.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
there was just one.
No, they go back to
Oh, I
back.
I
thought
keep
this was at
forgetting it's not
McMahon.
BC
I
players.
thought it was in.
Yeah, no, this is they're both Kelowna.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that. But yeah,
It's
that's
a big
an added
It'll
point.
change a bit.
Calgary, man. So one of these two teams is coming out 0-3.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Edmonton sitting 3-0. You're building that runway for whenever that time happens.
And the boys got to sit back and watch the other 3 games this week, knowing full well they've just won theirs.
Oh man,
Put their feet up.
Such a nice feeling. Yeah.
Oh, they're going out tonight. Oh, Rick's gonna be busy.
Yeah, we'll see the boys today, I think.
One thing I wanted to touch on as well quickly before we get to defensive line of the Brendan Bordner. It felt like there were some egos last year in the wide receivers room. It doesn't feel that way to me this year. Like, I'll kind of just leave it at that. But I think maybe respectfully, like, Curley and Steven really wanted the ball last year. Mm-hmm. Kind of let it be known with some of their play on or maybe lack of. And it just doesn't feel that way this year.
Nope.
So
totally on board with that.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk Bordner?
Yeah, Bordner. He was getting his butt whooped quite a few times by Willie J. Yeah. But the thing is,
it's a good player.
Yeah, great player.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is the bounce back, there was some bad plays, and you're all going to have bad plays out there. It's pro sports, pro football. It's going to happen. Everybody gets got. But again, the bad plays, him getting beat didn't ever result in anything catastrophic. No sacks given up again. Let's not forget that. So, I'm nitpicking here.
We have to.
And 3-0. The thing is, we're going to have bad plays, but it's how you bounce back from these bad plays. And what I saw from him throughout the game was, Willie would beat him on some inside moves, but Bordner learns from that. Reps down the road, he shut down the inside moves and had a strong game at the end of the day when the dust is settled against one of the premier players in the CFL in Willie Jefferson. So Bordner, although he got beat clean on some plays, man, he's fighting out there. He had a good game at the end of the day, and I was really happy to see his performance, to be honest, despite giving a little bit up. Didn't result in anything too damaging. So hats off.
For the defensive line, we've said like week after week, we got to feel you guys. And I'm not even talking about the 3 sacks necessarily, because I know one came from Joel, but like we felt them. Like there was
a lot of pressure.
They were. And
Zach felt them.
Some of the blitz packages they can't obviously, like Kenny, when he was
smacked him good.
Yeah, Kenny got him real good. I think that was the play where I ended up looking like what's going on.
No, I think when Kenny hit him was I think the turnover was the one where
Noah got one.
Yeah, when the receiver or the tight end or whatever goes way up in the air.
Oh yeah,
that play.
Kenny hit him in the end zone.
In the end zone.
Yeah.
But like Kenny, I thought obviously he's not a defensive lineman, but I thought he was coming off great.
He was back to 3 times at least.
Yeah, and like I just felt like we felt everyone. Like I was like, okay,
Brinkman,
Jared Brinkman. I was just gonna bring Jared Brinkman up.
Williams,
I was like, you're there.
His play.
Tamari Fox when he got in the game. Malik and Robbie. Like I just felt there was a presence there, and we've been calling for it. I thought they had 4 sacks also. I don't know how you miscount.
They had 4, but I don't know how numbers say 3.
They do.
CFL.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how I miscount 3 and 4. My fault. Because I tweeted after the game, I was like 4 sacks. That's huge. Whatever. 3 sacks. One of them did come from Joel there, obviously off of it wasn't even a designed blitz. He just went.
He just shot.
Yeah. But they were there. And they had Zach feeling it, and they had Zach nervous.
They had him off his spots. They had him rushing throws, missing throws, sacks. The run game, Brady Oliveira wasn't able to pop off the way he typically does. Yep. As a whole, man, we felt them.
Yep.
Rose to the challenge, and Coach Killam said it this morning on Sports 1440. He went into their meeting room this week and challenged them personally as a unit, knowing what Winnipeg's about and how they get going over there at home. It's all about up front, their O-line.
And good on them too, because Winnipeg they won the toss. They took the ball, said, we're going to come down here and do something offensively.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was the first play. It might've been the second play was the sack.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we got the ball. Like, you're being challenged as a defensive unit when the offense at home, the favorite says, hey, we want the ball to start. They're telling you what they're expecting to do.
Yeah.
They're like, we're walking down on you. We're putting up 7 to force your offense to do it.
It's a threat.
And the defense said, all right, fine.
About to come out
and
and
they stepped up and did their thing.
That's a threat.
Absolutely.
Man, and if you think about it collectively, everybody ate. Williams had his play. Brinkman strong throughout the game.
Yeah, I thought he
Noah
played
Taylor
well.
had his sack. Carney picked up the fumble on the sack. Everybody had a play, right? So we felt them on top of their solid, consistent play in, play out throughout the game.
I think it all started because of that defensive stand at the first.
Do you guys remember your hot seats going into this game?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was it?
Maximic.
And
It's not as hot, but it's not as hot coming out of this game, but it's about to get hotter.
yeah, because I thought this was the best game he called.
He did.
There was a few
But
things
it's
in the
about to
fourth
get
I would have done
hotter
differently,
because
but
everybody knows that Rankin is the end all be all. So it's up to Coach Maximic to, come up with the creativity to get everybody involved. And yes, Cody has to go and deliver the football, but Coach Maximic has to know that guys are going to be over scheming to stop Rankin. So you not only have to scheme your offense to get guys involved, but then you have to scheme up plays to trick that overthinking that the defense is doing. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword. So he has a lot of pressure on him. He does, despite how good they're playing.
But he does, because how many times did we start north of our 50 and not get anything? We had a lot of starts that were extremely favorable. And after our 17 points, we didn't do anything offensively, really. You have that many opportunities.
Second half.
That game could have been over halfway through the third quarter with the amount of times that we started the ball right around midfield.
Yeah. And then, like we talk about last week in Ottawa, you get the ball within the 10 on a turnover. You only got 3 to show for it. You get the ball on Terrell Ford, bringing it down to the 2. You only got 3 to show for it. Got to finish those.
And we started within our 5 twice, I believe. And both times we took it the entire length of the field.
And this isn't me saying he needs to be better. This isn't a hot seat where it's like, you're worried about. No, you're doing a great job, Coach. That's why your job is going to be harder now because
they're gonna key
you
on
have a
you.
great player and they're going to key. Exactly. You're doing a good job, Coach.
yeah. Mine was Terrell Ford, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah. Played fine.
He had that. I can think of one play where he was tested and he'd knocked the ball down. It was that up the right hash. The right hash, and he was able to knock it down.
Yeah, there was another one actually, I think, that was kind of in the middle of the field. It would have been maybe just like a post, but he was right there. And I was like, why would you ever throw that ball against Terrell Ford? Yeah, no, played well. I mean,
why? Because I probably looked at the video. We might have a chance here. And he had to prove himself. He's going to only see a couple passes a game.
It's true.
And when he sees it, he has to do something. And he did it.
Both these corners are like
lockdown.
They're man coverage corners.
This defense is good. If this offense can start to play a little bit better, especially in the second, third quarter, you're going to see some damage.
It was a high spread, right? It was like in the 50s for total points this game.
Yeah.
And I went low. I went super low. I called 24-22. It ended up being 23-18. That's not far off. I'm in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, so far for that 8-leg parlay we placed where 100 pays out 18K, we are 2 for 2 with the under and Edmonton at plus 3.5.
Should we bet that?
6 more legs to go.
Yeah.
6 more legs to go.
Here we go.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to do some players of the game?
Yep.
Who do you guys have for offensive and defensive player of the game?
Offense. I'm going with Cephas. I think as a guy who came in here as a camp invite and took a spot from somebody that, like I said earlier, two receivers on this team were pretty much penciled in, if not penned in, to start, and they lost their spots because guys played better. Cephas was one of them. Cephas has zero chemistry with this quarterback, and he led the team in 9 targets last night. He's doing things when it's necessary. That catch in the end zone would have been the cherry on top.
Yep.
Not going to get too bummed out about it because it was on the fingertips, and like to make that catch would have been an incredible catch. But I think Cephas just had a great game.
Defense?
I'm going Kenny Logan.
Man, that's crazy.
There's other guys to pull from, right? I just think what Kenny did in the backfield there, getting that pressure on the quarterback, that was very important. And when we can do that going forward, it's going to make teams look at this defense a little differently.
Yeah, no, I was saying that's crazy because I think you took both of my picks. I was gonna go with either Cephas or I think I'm gonna give it to Cody. I just thought he was so crisp. Like we've always thought of him as a very collected quarterback, but he was so calm and so collected, and I just thought he was so sharp. And I know like it's 10 incompletions with some drops in there. I really only felt like of the 35 balls he threw, there was one bad ball. Like I just thought he would, we get a little bit of nice weather and he was slinging it. He was moving it downfield. There was zip. Balls were positioned great. I loved Cephas's game. I think that's a great shout. Kaon as well is a guy who you could shout out, but I got to go with Cody. And then defense, I was going to go with Kenny just because I thought he would like the box score. If you just check the box score, he had like one tackle and that's it. But he was so involved in blitz pass and he was altering things and he was like, he was forcing things back inside when he was involved in plays too. So I want to go with him, but I'll go with Brock just because he came in, he was tied for the team lead in tackles. He had that fumble recovery on that play. I thought he did two things, which were great awareness that you might not always see from a guy starting his first game of the season, coming in as a backup. Obviously played a lot last year, but I'll go with Brock and Cody.
Okay, I like it. We're different, all of us around, and these are my true ones too, not just to be different from you guys. Kaon, Julian Grant, for sure, my offensive player of the game.
Option, yep.
He was Cody's number one guy. He didn't get targeted the most, but he came down with the biggest catches and the biggest moments on the biggest downs, second downs. That last drive, he was a favorite on that last drive where Cody looked his sharpest. So I was really nice to see Kaon stand out and do his thing offensively. Defensively, with just man on a mission all game for me, Joel Dublanco.
Yeah.
6 tackles, a sack, fumble recovery. Stuff in the stat sheet, flying around, playing fast. He was going after, no hesitation, going after Brady Oliveira. He's a hard guy to bring down, but Joel, you could see he wanted to go and wrangle up that beast, man. You can tell he's just a wild boy. Yeah, he's a wild boy out there, and he's turning into a leader. You can see it.
It's a great choice. He also, his fumble recovery was funny because Chalen, he should have just fallen on the ball, and the way he went for it, like Joel kind of had no business recovering it. Like it probably should have been Winnipeg's. The other one, and it's a great pick, but on Brady's touchdown, Joel was kind of looking like the villain in the Disney movie where he's just like flying across the screen as Brady. But he played a great game, and he's such a baller.
Yeah.
Such a baller.
Where Brady sidestepped him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good effort by Brady.
Yeah, it was
to
for
finish
sure.
that, made a man miss, and then took 2 to the end zone, stretched it. That was a good play.
Yeah, it was. Do we have anything else we want to add?
No, that's for this game. 3-0, baby.
3-0. Things are going well. Like the cog is chugging along.
Yeah, they are. If Sask loses, they're best in the West, best in the league.
Best in the league. If Sask loses, they'll be the only undefeated team left in the league, which is pretty crazy to think about. We did.
We would have.
Kinda,
a little bit. All right. If we have nothing else to add, we're good.
Yep.
All right. On that note, then we will say goodbye. Thank you for listening. If you only listen to this for whatever reason, we also do Elks 101. Comes out on Mondays usually. And we will be back on Monday with a new episode of that. We'll look ahead to BC next week, go around the league, do some steals, reels, all that good stuff. But appreciate everybody listening. Love you guys.